Hey everyone, welcome back. This is where we dive deep into military technology and global strategy in a rapidly changing world. Today, I have a story that is essentially a massive slap in the face to the Western defense industry. It's about a defense startup in Ukraine, founded by a group of engineers and former game developers who managed to build a high-end air defense system, a missile shield, faster and cheaper than NATO superpowers could over decades. The system is called the FREYA Interceptor, and it's not just a new piece of hardware, it's a symbol of completely tearing up the traditional defense procurement playbook. Picture this. Recently, Ukraine has faced a critical shortage of interceptor missiles, especially for the Patriot systems used to shoot down Russian-guided ballistic missiles. The problem is, the West simply can't manufacture and restock them fast enough. NATO's defense procurement is notorious for being sluggish, bogged down by what we call bureaucratic inertia. Drafting requirements, opening bids, testing prototypes, it takes years. A glaring example is the US Constellation-class frigate, which has faced so many delays and cost overruns it's barely limping along. But with enemy missiles raining down every single day, Ukraine didn't have the luxury of time to wait for those bureaucracies. They had to forge their own survival. Enter a company called Firepoint. They applied a startup mentality, an agile workflow, to weapons manufacturing. Instead of reinventing the wheel and starting from scratch, they chose to borrow existing technology and build upon it. The FREYA Interceptor system was designed with an open architecture. This means it isn't locked into a proprietary radar or command center monopolized by a single prime contractor. You can literally plug and play with almost any standard NATO radar available on the market. This bypassed the massive time sink of traditional R&D, allowing them to roll this project out much faster than European defense ministries ever anticipated. When we look under the hood at FREYA's engineering, we see a brilliant design tailored for modern conflicts, specifically attrition warfare. In today's wars, whoever has the deeper pockets and a cheaper cost per kill is the one who wins. The FREYA system uses the FP-7.X missile, built from lightweight composite materials. But the real genius lies in their use of commercial off-the-shelf sensors, integrated with infrared seeker technology. They were even resourceful enough to recycle older tech components into the missile's design. What's fascinating is that this system wasn't just born to shoot down multi-million-dollar ballistic missiles, it was specifically designed to handle massive swarms of cheap incoming drones. To give you a clear picture of the sheer contrast in specs and costs, I've put together a deep dive comparison between Ukraine's FREYA Interceptor and the top-tier US Patriot PAC-3 MSE. Let's take a look at this incredible difference. Looking at this table, this is what I call a true game changer. Physically, the FREYA missile is significantly larger than the Patriot PAC-3 MSE, over 2 meters longer and almost double the diameter. Ukrainian engineers used this extra space to pack in a massive 150-kilogram warhead. In contrast, the Patriot relies on hit-to-kill technology, directly ramming the target with only a very small explosive enhancer. FREYA's massive warhead gives it a devastating blast fragmentation radius that can easily wipe out a tightly packed drone swarm, or absolutely shred a heavy Russian Iskander missile. Plus, FREYA boasts a maximum range pushing 200 kilometers, well beyond the standard engagement envelope of the PAC-3. But the real knockout punch here is the radar architecture and the price tag. The Patriot is a closed system that relies strictly on its own incredibly expensive proprietary radars. FREYA, however, uses an open system that can pull targeting data from allied radars off the shelf. And when it comes to price, firing a single Patriot PAC-3 MSE costs you around $4 million for one target. If that target is a heavy ballistic missile, maybe the math works out. But if the enemy sends a wave of kamikaze drones that cost a few $1,000s each, firing a Patriot is basically setting money on fire in the sky. FREYA, on the other hand, costs about $700,000 a shot. It's more than 5 times cheaper. With that kind of cost reduction, militaries can mass produce and stockpile these interceptors, giving them the staying power to survive human wave tactics or saturation strikes without bankrupting the country. Another secret hiding beneath FREYA's simple exterior is that it is a software-defined weapon. while legacy NATO systems might take months or even years to audit and update software to counter new Russian electronic warfare or jammers. Firepoint's engineers push overnight updates. It's an over-the-air patch, just like how you update your smartphone. The moment frontline sensors detect a new waveform from an enemy drone, that data is sent back to labs in Kyiv, code is rewritten, tested in a simulator, and pushed out to batteries nationwide in under 24 hours. That level of speed is something Western defense ministries can currently only dream of. Furthermore, FREYA's infrared imaging seeker has built-in AI designed to discriminate against decoys. Enemies frequently launch flares and thermal decoys to spoof interceptors. But FREYA's AI was trained on millions of thermal images, allowing it to instantly recognize the difference between the heat signature of an Iskander engine and a simple flare. This dramatically increases kill probability without having to rely on outrageously expensive radar seekers. Breakthroughs like this are making defense giants sweat because clients standing in line for premium systems are starting to ask, do we really need to pay that much when a startup can deliver comparable performance at a fraction of the cost? And this isn't just theory on paper. Just recently, in July 2026, we saw a major geopolitical shift when Ukrainian President Zelensky announced the formation of an integrated European missile defense coalition in Paris, alongside 9 allied nations, with Project FREYA acting as the core of this shield. At a global arms expo, Firepoint officially signed a contract with Hensoldt, the German radar giant, to integrate top-tier radars into the FREYA network. Most importantly, they just successfully completed a high-G evasion flight test of the FP-7.X at an altitude of 25 kilometers. This proves that cheap and highly capable weapons exist, and they are gearing up for mass production to defend European skies very soon. Now, let's pivot from the European theater and look at the Indo-Pacific region. The big question is, how could a low-cost missile shield like FREYA shift a balance of power here? I want you to think about Taiwan, Japan, or even Asian nations. The primary threat in this region is a massive arsenal of ballistic missiles and drone swarms. If a conflict breaks out, relying solely on expensive Aegis destroyers or land-based Patriots simply won't be enough to handle the sheer volume of incoming fire. The defense strategy for the first island chain desperately needs to adopt this new paradigm. Having an open architecture air defense system that is cheap, highly mobile, and can network with a country's existing radar assets creates a dense, complex defensive web that is incredibly hard to penetrate. Imagine Taiwan hiding FREYA batteries along its coastlines and mountains without needing to rely on massive radar installations that are always the first targets in an opening strike. That would create an absolute nightmare for any invading force. This is the new doctrine of defense in an era where cheap drones and missiles rule the battlefield. The ultimate takeaway here is crystal clear. Future wars won't always be decided by who has the most luxurious technology or the most expensive weapons. They will be decided by the speed of adaptation, the ability to integrate existing tech, and the economic sustainability to stay in the fight. Ukraine's Project FREYA has proven that when a nation is pushed into a corner, human creativity and the willingness to destroy the old rulebook become the most powerful weapons on Earth. What do you guys think about the FREYA Interceptor? Do you believe global military procurement will permanently shift towards smaller, faster, and cheaper systems? Let's get a discussion going in the comments down below. If you enjoyed this deep dive analysis, please hit that like button, share the video, and subscribe to the channel. I'm Mix, and I'll see you in the next one.